Quirk and with Trevor Adams. It's halftime, and we're going to visit with these two young men, both freshman managers for Larry Holly's basketball team. And Trevor, let's start with you. How did you get involved with Coach Holly and the team?
Well, you see, one day I was just sitting in my dorm room studying, reading a book for Responsible Self, I think, and then I got a call from an unknown number. And I was like, what is this? And I picked it up, and he said, hey, I'm Coach Larry Holly here at William Jewell. So if you still wanted to work for me, because I guess apparently I signed up for the job, the job fair at the beginning of the year. And then he called me, and then I came down, interviewed, and here I am.
Carter, what about you? How'd you get started?
Well, mine actually started during the summer, and my dad kept urging me to apply for work-study jobs, and I actually applied for every single job in the whole Mabee Center for volleyball manager and everything. And Ann Martin contacted me and said I'd be a really good fit for the basketball team. So I pretty much knew I was working with the Coach Holly at the beginning of the year.
Did you know about Coach Holly? And he got his 850th win last week. Did you know anything about that, Carter?
I actually didn't know about it until I actually read our website and saw that St. Joseph's was his 850th win. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about, did you know that he was one of the iconic coaches and one of the top in the nation? I'll go to Trevor with this because he called you. Did you know who he was?
He called me, and I didn't think about it, and then I was thinking about it one day, and I'm like, dude, it sounds kind of familiar, because I know teachers from my high school went here, and they said something about Coach Holly. And then we came down to the basketball court, and it said Coach Holly Court, or Larry Holly Court, and I'm like, he must be kind of big or something. So then I Googled it, and I found he was winning and all that stuff, so yeah.
Just for a point of reference, do either of you have a court named after you yet?
Not yet.
Not quite. No, not yet.
Carter, you were telling me that you were a former basketball player in high school. Where'd you go to school, first of all, and any aspirations of playing at the college level?
I went to Mansfield High School, which is about 30 minutes east of Springfield. It's a pretty small school. And, I've always wanted to play in college. I actually wanted to try out here at William Jewell, but I didn't get it. So, in the near future, I want to try out for the team.
And Trevor, what brought you to athletic management?
It's my second major. My first major is accounting, and then my second major is actually sports management. So, something called a basketball manager kind of goes with sports management a little bit. Plus, I just love the sport of basketball. I've always loved it, and so he said, hey, you want to work for the basketball team? I'm like, why not? Let's do it. I never had the time to do it in high school, so doing it here now.
Trevor Adams and Carter Quirk are with us here during our halftime show. And sometimes college basketball managers end up being coaches in the future. Do either one of you have any aspirations to doing that? I guess I'll start with you, Carter.
In high school I always thought about it because my high school coach always urged me to do that, and I've always enjoyed it. So, I definitely think about it for sure.
Trevor?
I've never really thought about it. Coach Holly's managers have a pretty rich legacy here, and I've met some of them through the holiday tournament and stuff like that. I've never thought about coaching, but if it comes down to it, I kind of maybe if I did it for like a little league team or something like that, I'd have some fun with it like that, maybe like that.
We're at halftime here at Drury, but the big news, at least for a lot of sports fans, is tomorrow, the AFC and the NFC championship games in the NFL. And the AFC championship game is kind of interesting to, I guess, the three of us. Trevor, you're a big Patriots fan, and Carter is a big Broncos fan, and that's the matchup tomorrow in the AFC. Who wants to go first and state their case for the team? Carter?
Sure, I'll go. Well, of course the Broncos are going to win. There's no doubt in my mind, especially since it's home field advantage. I don't know. They have the best offense statistically in the league, and I mean that people say their defense isn't as up to par as it used to be, especially when Von Miller tore his ACL. But I mean, Tom Brady has had Peyton Manning's number throughout the playoffs, but I think this year Broncos have it for sure.
Are you worried a little bit about Chris Harris being hurt, the starting quarterback?
Yeah, I saw that on the SportsCenter ticker, and I saw that the Broncos had just signed a Patriots released player, and I was like, when I saw Chris Harris was out, I was like, uh-oh, there's some more lapses in the pass D right there.
All right, Trevor, how about your Patriot fanhood? Where'd that start?
It's actually a kind of a cool story. I like to tell it. Most people think I'm a bandwagoner. My dad was in the Marines, and one of his best friends in the Marine Corps lived outside of Boston. And as a joke, my dad sent his son some Chiefs stuff, and then his friend sent me a box of Patriot stuff. And it was like a Drew Bledsoe jersey, a Patriots hat, and a little stuffed football, which my dog later ate, and I was kind of mad about that. But like as a kid, I was like, I didn't watch football a whole lot, and then my dad would always watch the Chiefs games, and then eventually I'd wear my Patriots jersey. He's like, you're not a Patriots fan, you're a Chiefs fan. And then I was like, no, Dad, I'm a Patriots fan. And so that's how I kind of built on that and stuff like that. And throughout high school or middle school, I just loved them. And during the week of their Super Bowl run, that week I wore a different jersey for each 5 different players that entire week of school, and I got made fun of a lot, but I loved it. Loved doing it. So.
And what's your take on tomorrow's game?
The Brady Belichick, what they do in the playoffs is remarkable, and they can keep it going. I believe they've had a pretty good run this year. A bunch of young kids. Brady's really stepped up and become a leader that he is. So I think as long as they keep their composure together and they keep their chemistry going like they have been, there should be no problem for her to get a win in Mile High.
LeGarrette Blount, the real deal, Trevor, or not?
I haven't figured it out yet because I wasn't a big Green Ellis fan, but Blount, man, he's done some stuff this year, so we'll see if he can keep going. And if he can, he might be the real deal.
Carter, how about Peyton Manning's legacy? Is it do or die for him this year?
I don't know if I'd really say it was do or die. I mean, he's pretty much proven himself throughout his whole career, but I think this would be like the icing on the cake, I guess you would say, for his whole career, especially this season where he's broken so many records, including Tom Brady's. But I think this getting a Super Bowl win, and I think that just really top it all off for sure.
Manning says Brady's going to break that touchdown mark next year. What do you think about that?
I don't know. His wide receivers are young. I don't know if they have enough experience yet to be at that caliber, like when he had Randy Moss. But I don't know. I mean, Tom Brady is an elite quarterback and definitely one of the greatest. So you never know.
Trevor, would you still be a Patriots fan if Manning played for the Patriots instead of the Broncos?
That's a very tough question. Being a Patriots fan and having those 2 Super Bowls against Eli, and Eli beating the Patriots the way he did on those late game drives. I'm not a big fan of the Manning family. I've heard some interviews with Archie, and I never really liked Archie, and it kind of trickled down to his sons. So I don't know. It'd be tough. I'd still cheer for him. But people would ask me about Peyton, and I'd be like, no, he's okay now. I mean, I wouldn't put him up there with Tom Brady now. I say stuff like that, but I still root for the Patriots.
Okay, guys, score predictions here of the AFC Championship game, Denver and New England. Carter, I'll start with you.
24-17, Broncos win.
And Trevor?
I'm going to go Patriots 35, Denver 31.
High scoring. Sounds good. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. Carter Quirk and Trevor Adams with us today here at halftime of the Drury game, and we'll be right back after this.